All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Milkshake Matty, and today we're going deep on something that's got XRP holders all over crypto Twitter talking. There's been a lot of noise in the last 48 hours about the so-called worst case scenario for XRP. People saying we could be on the verge of a 30 to 40% crash. But as always, I've done the research. I've looked at the data, the charts, and what's actually happening behind the headlines. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through what's real, what's fear-mongering, and how this could actually set XRP up for one of the biggest rebounds we've seen in years.
I am not a financial advisor. This video is based solely on my opinion on what I'm personally doing in this market. I also want to let you know that some of the links below and in the descriptions are affiliate links, meaning I may get a commission, but it will be at no extra cost to you. Please remember that under no circumstances will I ever contact you and ask you for investments. You can confirm all of my real social media handles in the description and also at milkshakematty.com. This content is for educational and entertainment only, and I'm not a financial advisor.
So let's get straight into it. We've just come off a huge liquidation event across the entire crypto market. Roughly 19 billion worth of leveraged positions were wiped out in a matter of hours. Now, if you're new to crypto, that's not the total market crashing. That's traders who were leveraged 20, 50, or even 100x suddenly getting liquidated when prices dipped below their entry zones. That's why you saw those huge wicks on the charts. Not because coins were worthless, but because positions were being forced closed. And yes, XRP was not immune. It dropped below the $1.60 mark in a deep wick before bouncing back up and finding its feet again around the $2.20 region. That $2.20 zone is really key right now. It's our line in the sand, our battleground. If XRP can hold above that zone and start climbing again, we could be looking at a pretty powerful recovery. But if it breaks below $2, that's where things could get messy. A lot of traders and analysts are pointing towards the $1.55 as the potential worst case zone. And yes, that would represent a 35 to 40% drop from where we are trading right now. Now, I know that sounds brutal, but let's keep perspective here. Crypto's always been volatile, and sometimes these kinds of washouts actually set the stage for massive rebounds. Because what happens when we get these deep liquidations? Weak hands get shaken out, leverage gets reset, and the market builds a new foundation for the next move up. And that's exactly what I'm watching for with XRP right now. Before we keep going, a super quick shout out to everybody in the Crypto Wolfpack. If you're not already part of the group, you can join us for 4 weeks completely free with the promo code CRASH7. There's a link in the description, or just head over to milkshakematty.com. Come see what the Wolfpack is all about. Now, here's the interesting thing. When you zoom out on XRP's price history, every single major rally has been preceded by a major shakeout exactly like this. Go back to the 2017 run. We had a 40% drop before XRP exploded over 1,000%. Even the rallies we've seen in the last 2 years followed big correction periods where everyone was shouting that it's over. So when I see people panic posting that XRP is crashing or it's dead, I just think, here we go again. Same cycle, new players. Exactly. Because what we're seeing right now, this compression, this volatility, is the same build-up pattern that always comes before the big moves. And right now, I believe XRP is setting up for the next phase. Let's break it down technically. Support zones. $2.20 is currently holding. $2 is the psychological support. And $1.55 is the worst case zone. Then we got the resistance zones. $2.80 to $3 is the initial wall. And then $3.80 is the potential rebound target if we flush first. So the game plan is simple. If XRP stays above $2.20 and consolidates, bullish continuation is definitely on the table. If it breaks below $2, we could see that drop to $1.55 easily, in my opinion. But if that happens and it holds there, that's where the rebound becomes very, very real. A clean sweep of the market followed by a strong rally back towards $3.80 or higher is definitely on the table. Now, I'm not saying this will happen. I'm saying it could happen. And that's the key difference between gambling and trading with a plan. The worst case scenario is there, so we prepare, not panic. You don't buy the top because Twitter said XRP to the moon. You buy when fear is maxed out and people are capitulating. That's exactly what the Fear and Greed Index does and what it's designed to show you. And right now, we're sitting in a solid fear zone. And honestly, I'm not perfect either. I mentioned in a video yesterday that every now and again, I also just take a punt on a coin without doing too much research. or emotions will take the lead. I did it recently on ICP. Well, I'll say recently, this year. I tracked it, I liked the project, I saw it pumping, and I jumped in when it was too high. That bag is now significantly down. But it was a reminder for me to stick to the plan. Don't throw big money into it just because something is moving fast. Wait until the evidence and the timing line up. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now with XRP. I'm watching patiently for the right moment. Now, speaking of XRP, next week I'll actually be at Zebu live on Tuesday and Wednesday, and I cannot wait for this one. It's one of the biggest blockchain and crypto events in the UK, and I'm particularly excited because the managing director of Ripple UK is going to be there. I'm really looking forward to hearing how she maps out the vision for Ripple and XRP moving forward, what the next few years look like, and how Ripple plan to position themselves globally. There are physical tickets if you want to come and join me in person, and there's also virtual tickets too if you'd rather watch online from home. All the links are in the description, or again, you can grab them directly at milkshakematty.com. Now, let's come back to the market setup. Here's what I'm tracking personally. If we see XRP retest that 220 region again and hold firm, that's strength. If we start closing the 4-hour candles below $2, that is weakness. But even in that worst case drop scenario, I'm not turning bearish long term. And why is that? Because when you look at the liquidity zones and previous accumulation points, the 155 to 160 range is still well above XRP's 2024 base, which means structurally, the chart would still be bullish overall. It would just be a reset, not a collapse. And look, I get it. Seeing red candles hurts, but you've got to zoom out and remember markets move in waves. They breathe in, then they breathe out. And XRP's breath right now might just be the deep exhale before the next expansion. The bigger the shakeout, the stronger the base for the next move. That's why instead of panicking about potential 40% drops, I'm looking at how the liquidity is resetting and how many traders will be caught off guard when the reversal kicks in. This is where experienced traders quietly accumulate on the way down, while emotional ones sit in frustration or even sell their bags. You accumulate on the way down. You reduce your average cost if you've bought above the zone where we are at the moment. Have a plan. Selling your crypto now, gambling it goes down, is nothing more than a flick of a coin. And when that reversal does happen, and every time that happens, the next rally is usually cleaner and stronger. So here's how I'm managing this personally. If XRP holds 220 and shows strength, I'm watching for a momentum breakout above the $2.80 mark. If it loses $2, I'll be patient and wait closer to that 155 range. Either way, I'm not panic selling because I know what XRP is capable of long term. This project has real adoption, real partnerships, and real vision. And next week at Zebu Live, when Ripple UK shares their roadmap, I think that'll only reinforce what I already know. Ripple isn't going anywhere. So let's wrap this up. Yes, a 30 to 40% drop of XRP is possible if we lose key support levels. But that doesn't mean disaster. Sometimes the biggest moves up come after the hardest flushes down. It's the patience, perspective, and preparation. And the people who stay calm and calculated in these moments, they're the ones who end up winning when the next rally begins. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and drop me a comment. Let me know how you're feeling about Ripple and XRP right now. I'll also be seeing some of you at Zebu Live next week. And for everybody else, I'll catch you right here on the next one. Stay smart, stay patient, as always. The strength of the wolf is in the pack.